coast after a very busy week down in Sydney and Wollongong. Really good week as a whole. Got to see kind of some of the Sydney sites, Opera House, Harbour Bridge, and then went over to Wollongong for a week of racing, age group and pros, absolutely fully stacked. Shame I couldn't get more of like a vlog style, but hopefully that can wait until Noosa. But we had some great racing down there. We had the T100, we had the World Triathlon Grand Final, along with all the age group races as well, sprint, standard. My first Olympic distance technically, just because the qualifying race that I competed in 2023, the swim was cancelled, so it was a run bike run. So this was my first technical Olympic distance triathlon rather than duathlon. And just hearing from other people about the distance rather than the 70.3, which I've always done, is that it's really fast. So I was looking forward to some change in it. It was non-drafting, so TT bike was still allowed. So being on the other side of the world, for most people, you just don't know who's going to turn up. I think most of the field in my age group were Australian. I think there was 2 from UK. The other guy did quite well in my age group. But yeah, you just don't know who's going to turn up, so the expectations were quite kind of uncertain. Not really sure where I'd place. I'd been kind of doing well, building up to the 70.3, but as I say, this is a lot faster racing. The swim, you have to have a lot more speed. Based on the results I had over the middle distance, I was trying to aim for around 2 hours. Obviously, that's not really feasible without looking at the course, as it was quite a hilly, punchy, technical course in the end, which a lot of these Olympic distances are, if they are like a looped course. But because of the lack of kind of pressure and expectations, I wasn't really nervous at all until I kind of got on those starting blocks, which was a great experience in itself. I'm sure you've probably seen the videos of most Olympic distance triathlons where they kind of just all go kind of mass start. I think it was 50 plus or minus 5 on the start line, so it's kind of a big group. Usually in the Ironman distances you go up in like a little group of 5, don't you? So it's a little bit different. We all kind of went at the same time, bit of a punching fest, but yeah, quite enjoyed it. The start, a few really fast lads there straight away. You could tell they were gonna probably put a few minutes into most people, but half the swim was in the harbour, half was outside the harbour, so it was awful conditions for a swim. The chop was quite high. Obviously in the harbour we were protected, so it was a little bit better, but as soon as we kind of got out of the harbour, it was chaos. Probably the worst I've done, which I mean, it was challenging. It was quite fun to kind of navigate through the waves and things. I knew it wasn't going to be a kind of a PB time by any means, but yeah, it was fun nonetheless. I kind of got myself off to a decent enough start. I wasn't obviously right at the front, kind of was about 3rd back from a really fast guy, and then as it kind of stretched out a little bit towards the exit of the harbour, to the first turn, which was probably about halfway through the course, so it did kind of string out a little bit to there, but came out of the water I think in the top 10, top 15, although some of the swimmers are way out in front. I think the first guy came out in 18 minutes and then no one come out for another 2 minutes, and then I was 23 minutes, so I was probably around 3 minutes back from the kind of main pack, who was probably going to do quite well. I was leading the pack out, so there's probably again about 10 to 15 of us in that pack. It was probably really comfortable for me, but there was no one I could see directly in front of me that was any point of a surge up to those. So yeah, that was kind of where I was at the swim. Didn't reach a limit at all, really comfortable. Got out, ran into transition and onto the bike, with a few other guys, and rode away from those guys pretty quickly. Couldn't really see many people until the turnaround. They were probably about 90 seconds, 2 minutes ahead. And then on the second lap you kind of see them again, so I probably saw them at the same point. So I knew I wasn't gaining, but I wasn't losing any time. I knew they were probably a lot quicker runners than me as well, so yeah, I had to dig deep on the bike. It wasn't the best work I've done on the bike. I probably averaged around the same as my 70.3 power last month, so I know there's still some speed and some power in there that I didn't get to, but it wasn't a bad day by any means. I didn't lose any gap to the front, passed a lot of people, didn't get caught by anyone, which was good. Really fun course. It had pretty much everything. Awful road surface, good road surface, punchy hills, technical parts, speed bumps, pretty much everything. So it wasn't a fast course, but it was quite engaging, and you know, you could really race it rather than kind of just tucking in and being aero for, you know, 90k, which is great if you're after a PB, but yeah, it was good fun. And then just at the end, I caught onto another group of around 2-3 lads who I went into transition with. We're speaking to them, kind of testing the waters, seeing what they were going to run out at, and they were a little bit slower than myself, and one lad was a little bit quicker, so I tried to tag onto him. He went out pretty hard, and I just thought I'm not gonna keep that pace for the whole 10k, so I just went out a little bit more conservatively after the first 100 meters or so. But I felt for the whole run I was stuck in one gear. Whether that was just like the 70.3 training, I'm a little bit more aerobic at the moment, but the speed work was going well before this, so I wonder if it was just something I picked up, because my girlfriend was quite ill on the week. I tried to avoid her. Felt okay on race morning, but it was kind of the morning after the race that I felt bad. Still kind of at the tail end of that now. Whether it was kind of like the first day of illness where you don't really feel it, but you know, you kind of get those markers where your heart rate's a little bit off. But yeah, who knows, it might have just been a bad day. I went out around 350 k's with the aim to get a little bit faster each lap. It was a 3-lap course, so my plan was to kind of get steady in the first one, solid in the second one, and then just really push around the third one, but it just ended up being steady, around 350 paces for the whole way round. Every time I tried to push, it was just like I felt like I was really overreaching, even if it was like a 5 second per k difference. But by the finish, I thought I could probably do another like 7-8k at this pace. So whether it was just that aerobic that I'm kind of is my strength at the moment rather than the speed stuff, that's probably it. I ended with a sprint finish with a guy who wasn't even in my age group, which was quite funny in the end. As I say, you can't really tell, so he looked about my age, but it turns out he was a bit older. Nonetheless, had some real fun out there. Run course again, quite hilly, quite fun. I don't think there was a flat piece of road or path that we went on. It was either up, down, around, lots of dead turns and things like that. So it wasn't a fast course by any means, but I was hoping to run a bit faster. I ran a 38 high, which again probably isn't the best for me. Could do a lot better than that, I know I can. But finished 18th out of about 50 people, so there were some really fast age groupers there. Hopefully I can get there within the next few years to put into the training. But yeah, it's good to see how far I am away, and you know how much closer I am than 2-3 years ago when I first started the sport. So we're moving in the right direction. And just to add on to that, I think the distance isn't probably the best suited to me. I haven't got the swim just yet. If I can, you know, get out a minute, 30 seconds in these races, I think that would just put me in a better position for the bike. save a little bit of energy and have a better run than I did today. So a bit of a quick turnaround now to Noosa. We've got 10 days to hopefully get over this illness and work on a little bit of speed before the race. It's that awkward time in between where you can't really get much fitter, but you've got to recover from the last race, you've got to taper for the next one, when I think I've already had my taper, so maybe I'll just train through it, who knows. But going into another bucket list race, really hard to get into, so I'm just going to enjoy it and see where I get to. No expectations on this one. I'm hoping to get a little bit more of a race week vlog rather than a kind of a race recap. So keep an eye out for that one. See you later.